All right, welcome to a special bonus episode because we don't do enough for Turnbuckle Boys podcast, a Great Balls of Fire review. We're going to do this kind of quick and easy.
Review?
A review slash...
A retrospective.
Official retrospective.
In memoriam.
So the way we're going to do it is we're going to have 3 MVPs of the night, and that MVP can either be a pairing or an individual. You have your 3 L's of the night, who took the biggest L's at Great Balls of Fire, and a match of the night. And then maybe we'll do a little commentary on Monday Night Raw going forward.
Quick and easy.
Quick and easy. Get you in and out. You want to start with the 3 MVPs? Bigger home?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. So who was your first MVP?
Let's go. Well, it's not in order. It's just, I'm just listing the
Yeah,
MVPs.
no, mine's not in order either.
They're all equal and or not.
There's no ranking system.
No. Just 3 guys who did good tonight, and I said Enzo.
Oh, okay. I completely forgot about that.
I know you did. I know you forgot about it. That's why I put it in.
I was like, what the fuck happened between the tag match and the kickoff match?
Enzo was my first one. And then the other 2 I did Roman and Braun.
Okay, cool. You think Enzo really comes out strong out of this, or do you just think he shined tonight? Okay.
I think he shined. He's shown tonight.
He shoned?
Yeah.
No one's out there watching Raw Talk. Everyone's going to be watching our podcast.
I know. Stop watching that bullshit. That Frederberg guy's in their pockets.
Yeah.
He's not giving you the real talk.
Same with the podcast guy with the Jufro.
That's right. Don't believe him either.
Don't believe Sam Roberts. They're all a bunch of
puppets.
Illuminati. Nazis.
Oh my god.
All right. So my 3 MVPs of the night in order.
Jews.
They're both Jewish people.
You're rough.
Episode 5C bonus episode: the Nazis in WWE's back pocket. The Nazi Jews.
Jesus. Cancels out his Pem does.
It's like Pem does. All right. My 3 MVPs were Braun Strowman, Titus O'Neil, and Jeff Hardy and Cesaro.
Jeff Hardy and Cesaro.
For their little combination at the end of the night, the end of the match, the last 20, 30 seconds. That was the only point in Great Balls of Fire where I looked at the TV and went, like trying to figure out what was going on. So that's why I gave them the MVP. That was the only point in the night out of all the awesome matches where I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? Like, I got a little excited.
I wasn't gonna put Roman Reigns on here, but then I was like, that's really biased of me because it takes 2 to do what happened, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what's oddly enough, by the way, I'm just kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but you said that last 2 minutes of the Hardys were your MVPs.
Yeah.
I put 90% of the Hardys as my L.
That's solid. Yeah, it's about right.
You completed it.
The whole match was absolutely garbage. Yeah. That's what's hard because I think it's hard because you have the clock and you're sitting there looking at the clock. I found myself looking at the clock the whole time.
Yeah, you are. It drags.
It should pop up like, oh, all right, 10-minute warning, 5-minute warning.
I think it should pop randomly.
Oh yeah,
you got 16:37 left.
Okay, yeah, cool.
And then the last 5 minutes it shows up or something.
Yeah, I like that. I put Titus O'Neil too because of that little kickoff promo with Kira Tozawa was pissed about the title, the low blow. But I like it. I think the Titus brand or the Titus Worldwide thing is actually starting to grow into something.
Yeah,
and
he takes it seriously.
Yeah, he's taking it really seriously. He's putting in the time and effort and the little things like, oh, go get some ice.
You seen some parallels there, buddy?
With what?
The joke that starts becoming a thing that you take seriously.
No.
You're retarded. You're doing
it. Our podcast? Yeah. We're like Titus Worldwide.
That's right.
Live from Universal Studios.
Universal Studios.
And Universal, if you're out there listening, it's YU, not UN. And then Braun Strowman for obvious reasons. I thought he had a good performance.
Absolutely.
It's all about the looks with him were the big things I liked, like the chair shot to the arm.
Yeah.
And he's like, the fuck did you just do to me? And then when he looks back with the bloody face, like those little moments were good.
Very good.
Yeah, I like those a lot, definitely. So yeah, those are my MVPs for the night.
Okay. We're somewhat in agreement. I just think Enzo comes out and cuts those pretty cool promos.
Yeah, it was a good promo.
He's very passionate about it.
It was a cool match. Big Cass, I'm not sold yet on.
No.
I'm not sold on the theme song.
Dieselness.
Yeah, I'm not sold on the theme song, but I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. It'll be interesting to see if Kath just moves on or if Enzo's not going to let that happen.
Yeah, actually, that's a good one.
All right, you want to do the 3 L's?
Let's do.
You want me to go first?
Rattle them off.
Who my L's were? All right, my first L was Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe.
Okay.
I like the match.
List them off. I'll list them off.
Okay. My next L was Bray Wyatt, even though he won. It was the most unconvincing win of my life.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that even if he wins, I'm not convinced, and that's why I gave him the L.
Classic Bray Wyatt thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. I don't know. I need something really, really new from Bray Wyatt for me to get back on his on his train. And until then, he will continuously stay in my L column, no matter how many wins he gets.
It's crazy. Yeah, I like it. I have that on my list too.
And my third L was Finn Balor.
He's not on the show.
Not on the show.
Okay.
Not on the show.
I did Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar. I did Seth versus Bray, and I did the Hardys match. Just the first 90% of it.
Yeah.
But I think I agree with you on the Bray Wyatt thing. It's not a rivalry I'm sold on.
No. It's a cool rivalry, but at the same time, it's like you have this cool idea, but you're not able to get it through to me because of how piss poorly he's been booked before.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You say, what's a king to a god? But how can you justify calling yourself a god when your main objective is to win matches in the WWE? And I understand it, though. Wins and losses
They threw that out the window with the Randy Orton stuff. You know what I mean?
They say, I know, and that wasn't even a concrete win. You know, it was Jinder Mahal. Bray Wyatt, go back and find me a concrete, solid, no help, no interference, no trickery Bray Wyatt win.
And it's crazy because...
And you'll probably be deep. You'll probably be deep back.
Deep in there. You often find people praising him and saying, oh, he's really good. There's universal praise for Bray Wyatt, but the booking's just trash on that guy. And it's unfortunate that he has to be in a rivalry with Seth Rollins, too. It's a rivalry he's going to lose.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially with the cover of WWE, there's no chance in hell.
So...
That's why, again, the other reason why I wasn't sold on the victory. Because, like, this is going to go again. Because Seth Rollins is always going to get the upper hand in the end.
Absolutely. And then for Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar, I was expecting that to be my match of the night. And it wasn't.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. You said you wanted it to be a fight. And we got a little bit of a fight. It kicked off with a bang. And I was like, damn, this thing is going to be intense. Mm-hmm. And I'd probably say pretty much the majority of that match was a choke or being pushed out of a choke.
A coquina fest.
Yeah. It became about the coquina clutch too much, and it wasn't enough about a fight. It wasn't impactful enough. I don't think the fight lived up to the intensity of the story. Where was like
the intensity of the two wrestlers? They're two intense guys.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was just. I think it's like I was talking to you about before. I think it's just. It's Samoa Joe is the step ladder for Brock Lesnar to kind of reestablish his dominance before he goes back into SummerSlam again. Like, don't forget, Brock Lesnar's a badass. He comes out here, he can get a low blow, he can get attacked before a match. He'll come out on top.
It just takes one F5.
That
was another thing that kind of bugged me. It took only one F5 to take down Samoa Joe, but it took down, 4 for, The Undertaker? I mean, I understand those are two completely different people.
Very different, but still.
But one's a 45-year-old man.
If it was just one F5, after a hard-earned fight, it's different.
No,
but it's one F5 after, 8 suplexes, which is like a starting match, usually.
I know, and he had an established choke, quick F5. You'd think he would have kicked right up.
Yeah. And it wasn't. There was just... It just wasn't done as well. Maybe they were running low on time because the ambulance segment took a little long.
Highlight
on the network.
I actually want to change my MVPs. I want to add a bonus MVP, and I want to give the WWE creative team or whoever came up with the idea of doing a. Actually, let me eliminate that. I'm going to give it to a Heath Slater and Kurt Hawkins because they both came out there. And they just sold it like someone back there said, hey, some shit's going down, go out and wrestle. Yeah. Kurt Hawkins was putting on his kick pads. Heath Slater was tying up his wrist wraps. Like he had no intention to fight. But It said, ladies and gentlemen, we have an impromptu match. Now, do I agree with not showing the end of the match? No, but I understand why, because of the severity of the situation. This was just to keep, quote unquote, keep the crowd occupied and keep the product flowing
the show going,
while they figure out what happened and they wait for the police to arrive.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I give kudos to shit. What was it? It just escaped me. It literally just escaped me. That's the worst.
Was it about?
It was about this.
Was it about Kurt Angle? Because I don't give any Kurt.
That was so funny. Kurt Angle just coming out of the corner of the camera, just like hunched over with his arms out. That was so fucking fun. Oh, I'll give kudos to them for saving the ambulance match a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like, no, he's not being taken to safety. Like, we're taking him out and we're crashing into the back of the truck. That was cool.
Yeah, it definitely was a cool ending. It wasn't an ending I expected, so I was kind of a little taken back by it. But it was cool to see him just dive in.
I expected Roman Reigns to come out on top, yeah, but nothing. Yeah. And then I guess we should jump on to the match of the night.
The ambulance match is what I had for the match of the night, which is impressive for an ambulance match. We, too, though, were never big fans of the ambulance match.
So not only that, there was no great match tonight. I'll say that much. There wasn't.
No, absolutely not. I think it was
the post match of the ambulance match is actually what made the ambulance match.
Yeah.
So that's not really a match.
It wasn't even the match either. It was the little spots within the match too,
exactly.
Like Seth Rollins, like the way Braun Strowman looked at him after he hit him with the chair. Or, him immediately getting up after being thrown out of the ring. Like just the little things. It wasn't. It wasn't saying it was necessarily a good match. It just had. Tonight had a lot of good moments.
Yeah, exactly.
Tonight had a lot of good moments.
Great balls of fire.
You look at it like Samoa Joe attacking him before. Good moment.
That was.
Brock Lesnar holding the title at the end for his first definitive title defense. Good moment. The last 10 seconds of the Iron Man match. A nice little moment that I'll remember for this rivalry.
Yeah, I thought it was so cool. Cesaro actually like trying to run away and run out the clock, literally.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yep. Jeff Hardy, good too, chasing him down. It was a cool segment.
Gash on Matt Hardy's head.
Yeah, Matt Hardy I think he kind of sold a little bit of a little craziness right there. I'm just waiting for Matt Hardy to get a vicious concussion so he can break. I'm eagerly rooting for headshots.
Put him in the back of the ambulance.
But yeah, overall, solid night. I would give the show like I'd 7, 8 out of 10.
Yeah. I wouldn't put a number on it because I didn't think of it like that, but I haven't thought about it enough.
Yeah, the only reason I say between 7 and 8 is just I want to give a number. People like numbers. People like numbers.
Okay, I'll agree with you.
Figures.
How about that?
Yeah,
I'll agree with you.
I don't know where exactly it lies yet. I gotta sit on it. I gotta think about it. I gotta
C+, B-.
I gotta read other people's opinions, see if anyone grab something I didn't.
Exactly. I will say this much. No, sorry, keep going.
One other thing too is I think there's gonna be a lot of storyline progression going forward with tonight.
Hope so. They have to. SummerSlam's coming up. It's a big reset.
Yeah, I think we're getting a hard reset tomorrow night. Besides like the Sasha Banks, we completely skipped that match too. Sasha Banks Alexa Bliss match. And you're probably going to see more from that. Probably some sort of other big defining women's match at SummerSlam. If not, you're going to probably Nia Jax step in. And then you're probably going to get more Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. I'm expecting to see what the fuck is going to happen between Miz and Ambrose.
I think
is that going to end? It's been like a year.
Yeah, it has to be done at this point. Unless you maybe like a steel cage match, not this week, but next week on Raw. I'm really thinking the hard reset is going to come within the next 2 to 3 weeks over a slow period of time.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of my predictions for tomorrow night is Kurt Angle's punishment for Roman Reigns for the attempted murder.
Attempted murder. We need to talk about that. I don't know if you want to talk about next podcast or if you want to talk about that now, but it needs to be talked about.
There's a funny tweet. It was Kurt Angle going like this.
Yeah.
It was like when you try to kill your employee in front of your boss. It's Kurt Angle's like... It was so funny.
He's the biggest heel in the company.
Attempted murder. I don't know what heroes attempt to murder their opponent after they defeat them.
I mean, I'm sure John Cena...
You see Captain America doing that?
No, I mean, I'm sure John Cena's like, he tried to choke out Umaga with a ring rope or something, and I'm sure he's done his fair share of messed up stuff. But it doesn't justify it. I still don't think you should be selling the guy as... I mean, maybe that's part of it, right? He's the heel that's sold as a face, or maybe there's no such thing as heels and faces anymore. But it's weird. If it was anybody else who did that, you'd get these talks. Oh, that was despicable. what a shitty human being. Who the fuck could do this? And you could hear Michael Cole say it in your head. At least I can.
Yeah, you can hear it's a disgusting, sick human being.
Exactly.
But they almost play like the
what was going on? Oh,
yeah,
he must be so stressed out.
Yeah,
what
like
is
something's
going on
in his head. Like they took the sensitive route. Like someone's got to talk to Roman Reigns. Like see how he's feeling. Like I can't get behind that.
No, he tried to kill a guy.
we take this seriously.
No, but seriously, I mean, up until a certain point, it's okay, right? So like certain things, I can't even say it's fucking wrestling, so I can't take myself that seriously. But
you can't.
Ideally, in an ideal world, I like you. He does some heelish things here and there, right? He's cocky. He says some shit, whatever. But then you have him like try to kill a guy with an ambulance.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, but he's still the underdog.
I know he was painted to be the underdog the whole match. How are you the underdog, but you're also the big dog? That's what I want to talk about.
I know.
Roman
conflict
Reigns.
Of canines.
Roman Reigns, underdog or big dog? You have to pick one.
That's a good episode for it.
Yeah, that's an episode title. Duly noted. Yeah, so I think a couple bold predictions on Monday Night Raw tomorrow night. We're going to see probably the conclusion to the Miz-Ambrose rivalry. Maybe a little Elias Sampson Finn Balor feud crossover. I just can't see it.
What do you think is next for the Brock, Braun, Roman, Joe?
I'm saying Roman Reigns' punishment for attempted murder is stripped of the Universal title match at WrestleMania. At SummerSlam. He can't be competing for the Universal Champion. And then I think you're going to see Braun Strowman step up, either whether they do a tournament, which I'd prefer to see a tournament because it's a title match against Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Then you have the storyline of Samoa Joe chasing the rematch. You have the storyline of Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt getting their rematch within the tournament.
Yeah.
Then you have Finn Balor's chase for the title. But I think at the end you're going to see Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman at SummerSlam. I think maybe because Roman Reigns can't compete for the title, I think you're going to see maybe the Miz kind of step up and get in his face about it, and you're going to get a Roman Reigns Miz feud at SummerSlam.
Really?
Yep. Tis my prediction.
Roman Reigns and Miz, huh?
Yeah. Who else would Roman Reigns face at SummerSlam?
I don't know if they'd throw the Miz in there. He's too real.
I know.
I feel like it's too real.
They want to keep it away from the reality. No, they would just play up a fake reality. You get what I mean? Like they would have the Miz seem like he's being real, to Roman Reigns, but in reality, it's just playing into what the WWE wants us to believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're not gonna be like, oh, but you're a real douchebag.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, you come out here and you say you like these fans, and he like makes fun of the howling or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be that. It's gonna be it's a fake reality. I think that feud's going to be driven off of the Miz coming in and stepping around Roman Reigns, saying like, "You lost your title match."
And it's classic Roman territory too. It's like 3 versus 1.
Yep, exactly.
Plus Maurice.
Maybe you even get Dean Ambrose in there. You get the two brothers back together. Maybe a Shield Miz Taraj match at SummerSlam. I think that's a big statement. I don't think that's any reason to bring back the Shield.
Absolutely not.
But
the Shield versus the Miz and like 3 low carders.
Yep. But that I don't know. I think we're gonna get around that kind of area. I'm hoping to see a little more continuation of the Goldust R-Truth stuff. I was hoping for it tonight, but it's okay. The 30-minute Iron Man match really blocks up the card.
It's kind of a packed show, but not really.
Exactly. It had a lot of good. I feel like it had a lot of good matches, but it really just didn't deliver enough of what we wanted from those good matches.
I absolutely agree. Good matches, but good matches in theory, not done right. Not done well enough.
Wasn't executed.
Not even that. Maybe it just didn't live up to the hype. You know what I mean? Like you hear Samoa Joe. That's another thing. Samoa Joe's booking, man. I can't agree with it.
Me neither. I can't. You're right. Comes in hard. Misses WrestleMania. Comes back after WrestleMania. Loses to Seth Rollins. wins a Fatal 5-Way to face Brock Lesnar, booked to be the guy that could beat Brock Lesnar, loses in less than 7 minutes. I would say it was probably less than 10-minute match.
Yeah, it was quick.
You
I'd be surprised if
you go
went
bell
over
to
time.
bell. That was definitely less than 10 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
The way the story was hyped up to me was this is Samoa Joe's fight of his life. There is absolutely nothing. What's the word I'm looking for? This is the fight of his life. There is nothing he's not going to do to get to that Universal Championship because he has been waiting 20 years to compete for this moment, and he can't kick out after one finisher.
He's like, I've never wanted anything more than this.
Yeah. If you've never wanted anything more than this, storyline tells me it's going to take you at least you're going to have to knock this guy the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we saw the coquina clutch thing, and it just became he has so much more of an arsenal, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I just feel like he hasn't been booked strong enough at all.
He came in at such an awkward time. They
Yeah.
just needed that at Raw after Royal Rumble buzz, and they need.
I hate it when they do that.
I know, and it was bad. It was like
done well enough.
It was like calling up Baron Corbin and calling up Apollo Crews. You're calling up people for the sake of calling up people without a real storyline plan.
It is. Man, and now we have there's a lot to talk about on the SmackDown side too. I don't want to jump into it.
We can do it after SmackDown.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. SmackDown has its own problems too. But not to be negative, I think that tonight set up a lot of good stuff coming for SummerSlam. I think that WWE is trying to put a bigger focus on their other pay-per-views, like the Big Four are Big Four pay-per-views, right?
Yep.
So I think they know when they need to ramp up a storyline. I think summer is usually kind of a lull time for wrestling anyways. So getting this little ramp up will kind of keep the ball rolling until we get into WrestleMania season again, because that's really where the hype comes in. Around Royal Rumble time is when shit starts to get real.
Maybe for WrestleMania we'll do a live podcast from the TD Garden.
There we go. If we figure out the technology to overcome the microwave interference, we'll get a fucking thing going. But I think we're heading towards a good road for SummerSlam.
I hope so, man. I really do.
You hope so?
I hope so. I don't know. Brock Lesnar's advertised to compete for the title at No Mercy in September, by the way.
I don't really believe those.
That's what they said about Great Balls of Fire. And I was like, no fucking way.
What, Brock Lesnar?
Well, no, he was advertised for the pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, he was I believe it.
You believe it?
Yeah. I don't know. I want to see Braun Strowman win the title. That's all.
Maybe at No Mercy. That sounds like a Braun Strowman pay-per-view. Look at that. No Mercy. Who has Mercy?
Build a pay-per-view up around him. I love it when they do that. They used to do it all the time. They did it for Nakamura at Backlash.
They did. It looks like they're snapping back into it, you know? They used to do it, like, in the Attitude Era and shit. Where there was, like, a pay-per-view themed after a person.
Yeah.
Like, The Rock probably had a couple pay-per-views of his own. Stone Cold. NWO had an In Your House, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was wearing that shirt? Wale was wearing an NWO In Your House shirt at the SmackDown Live
rap battle
of the century, which was pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts on
Great Balls of Fire?
Great Balls of Fire.
Let's see.
Where do you think they go forward with the Cruiserweight title match? You think Titus O'Neil is going to get the rematch? And
yeah, Titus O'Neil is going to get a rematch for Tozawa.
Probably on 205 Live this week.
Yeah, absolutely. But Tozawa's not winning that title.
No. I'm telling you, man. Calling it now. Kalisto versus Neville at Survivor Series.
Survivor out that far?
I think Neville should hold the title for over a year. I really do.
Yeah, I agree to that.
But now
He's really strong.
I completely forgot SummerSlam was. So I would love a Brian Kendrick Neville feud. You know, you got the mind.
What the fuck happened to Brian Kendrick? I haven't seen him in forever.
I don't know, man.
He's gonna get released too.
You're gonna get your Cedric Alexander match. I want to say you're gonna get a Brian Kendrick match. I think at the end of the road leads to Aleister Black. Maybe Kalisto versus Neville at SummerSlam and Aleister Black versus Neville at Survivor Series.
I like that. And Aleister Black probably takes that title from him. But then you've booked them at such a height, and everyone else, it's like Aleister Black, Neville, and then like 3 feet down is everybody else.
That's what's so tough about booking someone this way, is like, how do you come back from it? The next time after Braun Strowman loses to Brock Lesnar, how do you come back from that? What do you do next?
Exactly. It's rough. It's why having just Brock Lesnar like that made sense. And then anyone who fought him, like, you win by luck or by cheating or by some other chicanery.
Some chicanery.
You just pull some chicanery out of your ass and you beat him. Like John Cena beat him with a chain.
With some chicanery.
Yeah, some chicanery. I think that's your best way. I think when you get another guy who's equal to that guy, then it gets a little wonky. Like, it's too much chicanery at that point for you to get someone to beat him. And then at that point, is everyone that elite? Or maybe you have a guy who has that guy's number for a little while.
Yeah, that's why I like the thing about Okada in New Japan. They were selling the Cody Rhodes match as Okada's been having so many grueling matches lately. How is he going to be able to keep up the dominance that he's had? I like the little things like that, and I think that's something WWE is missing out on right now.
Just look to Japan. All good things come from Japan, apparently.
We never saw this coming.
Mm-mm.
The NWO, you said it. The NWO came from Japan.
Yeah, they're doing it right out there. And I do think that it's because of that passion. I think that people out there, if you're there, if you're doing this there, you just kind of by definition have a little bit more of that oomph to you than anything else, because there's a real chance for you to rise up if you display talent, as opposed to that situation where you're like, yeah, I have talent, but I'm missing the it factor. Or I have all the tools, but someone back there isn't ready to put me up.
Yeah.
Not ready to turn a profit as much. Or don't think I'll turn a profit as much. Or something like that.
Yeah. So overall, very mediocre show for Great Balls of Fire.
We were really expecting a lot more. And I think that kind of hurts the show for us more than anything.
Yeah, we went in with very, very high standards.
Yeah.
So anything before we call it early? If you want to, anything for Monday Night Raw that you want to see tomorrow night? For Great Balls of Fire relapse?
I'm assuming we're gonna get some rematches. That's kind of the WWE syndrome. Yeah, you pay. It's good because people aren't paying full price for pay-per-view anymore. And I used to hate when they did this. They were like, "Oh yeah, this is the pay-per-view," and then on Monday, we're having the same matches again. That's bullshit. Yeah. I think that's garbage.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to get a Bray Wyatt Seth Rollins rematch tomorrow night.
Yes, we are. We might get a Miz Ambrose rematch. I could see that.
With some sort of stipulation. Because Kurt Angle and Miz are also beefing kind of right now.
Yeah, Kurt Angle's beefing with everybody.
Then we'll probably get some feedback on Roman Reigns' attempted murder.
That's going to be like the at the end of the show type shit.
Yeah, what will Kurt Angle say to Roman Reigns?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you'll probably get
an update on Braun Strowman's condition.
Yeah, like you'll probably get like also like Big Cass versus like, I don't know, some lower card face.
Oh, you think he's just steamrolling Enzo and going off into that?
No, actually, he'll probably face some sort of jobber from town, and then Enzo will come out after and get in his head somehow or something like that. I don't know.
I don't think Enzo's costing him a match.
Yeah, I don't think the feud's over. No, not costing a match. He'll still win. That guy's gonna keep winning. After the match. Yeah, after the match.
Yeah, they've been pretty clear about it too. That like, oh yeah, he's got a big feud. Big Cass is rising up in the ranks pretty quickly. Unfortunately, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, cool.
I mean, I'm not necessarily a big fan of it, so I guess I'll say unfortunately.
All right, yeah. We'll call it at that. Quick little podcast. Overall, great show.
Absolutely. Overall, well, you can't say overall great.
Overall, average show. I don't know.
Overall, great show for us because we put on a great show.
Overall, yeah, great podcast for us.
Great pods of fire.
And then, overall average pay-per-view. I look forward to tomorrow night and Tuesday to see what's going on. Hopefully another good week of wrestling.
Don't forget your piss poor plugs.
My PPPs. Thank you to WTP Sports for picking up as the official WWE podcast of their show / website. Thank you to the Heel Kid on Instagram, always for the shout-outs. You guys can follow us on Instagram at Turnbuckle Boys. We have a Twitter. We don't use it. You guys don't follow us.
Yeah. Follow our Twitter so we can start using it. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll
get into our minds.
Yeah, get in our heads. I want to feel us out. Feel us out.
It's all about the banter, the jib jab.
Yep, piss us off so we can yell at you on the podcast and you can't respond to us because we don't talk directly to people's faces.
We're going to dox you like CNN doxed that kid.
And also, make sure you guys get in on those fan questions. We posted hopefully a picture either tomorrow or Tuesday on Instagram looking for some questions. Come up with some good questions. Give us some stuff to talk about. We like the long podcasts. Thank you guys very much. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy Monday Night Raw.